welcome to the Knitting Project. I'm going to do something a little bit different today for you. It's going to be a bit of a podcast. I will be showing you what I've been working on, but I have run out of days this week to record, which is not my fault, just work related, busy. So I thought what I would do is try and do, I just sort of dip in and out today when I can. So I'm just about to go and do my washing and put my washing on, and I've got my shopping order due any minute. I'm going to need to do some work, so this is very much going to be vloggy style. But straight up, the first thing I want to talk to you about, actually I'm going to put you down because it's going to take us a couple of seconds. Let's go that way. There we go. Are you down? There's a game of Skittles going on behind you. Yeah, so first up, I'm changing the name of the podcast because SCL1TNO is a huge mouthful for everybody, including myself. So it's just going to be The Knitting Project from now on, with Sharon's Knitting Project on anything written down, but I'm obviously not going to say that every time. So it's just The Knitting Project. This is episode 118, I believe. I think it's 118. One day I will look that up before I jump on, won't I? And I have absolutely no clue what the date is today. Bear with, if I do that my computer should, there we go, it's the 19th. It's the 19th of January 2022. So my name's Sharon. If you are a new viewer, this is not my normal format. My normal format is a bit more scripted, but today I'm trying to hide the gap in the curtain behind me. Today we are going to go with what we've got, which is not much time. I just want to show you through my projects I'm working on and what I've got on the needles. I've spent a lot of this week frogging stuff, which is interesting. I've had a couple of frog pond moments, so I will explain those as well, but it's not going to be me sitting down and going all the way through. It's literally going to be little clips like this as I go off and do other jobs. It's not a vlog, but not a really formal podcast either, which I think people are quite liking the informal ones as well, so it's more of a chat, which is good for me. I'm not really on projects. I've got a lot of projects I've been working on, but I haven't really done them in rotation, and I'm finding that's difficult because I like the predictability of the Knitting Project and knowing exactly what I'm going to work on day to day. But yesterday I was supposed to be start casting on my sweater again because that's one of the things I've frogged, and I'll talk about that when I see it, when I bring that out. But I didn't do that, and I ended up, the only thing I had brain space for yesterday in the end was socks. Now the main reason for that is my room, my office, is an absolute mess. It's kind of got used as a dumping ground for everything over Christmas, and primarily by me, but there are a few things in here that are not mine. And that need to be evicted now. So what I want to do is completely clear my office. I'm having a deep clear of it, but obviously that's not something I'm going to be able to do just in like a day. It's going to take quite a few days. So there's something else I'm doing today, so I want to have time to do that. So I will talk to you about various projects as I come across them. My first one I'm going to talk to you about is living in my Sherry Iris bag, and this is a new cast on that I cast on at Walther Abbey Wool Show, but I'm actually going to frog. So here we go. Here's the first frog, my first frog pond. I haven't actually frogged this one, whereas a couple of the others I have actually frogged. Oh, mask on lanyard, which is a great idea unless you've put it in your project bag, and then it's really not such a great idea. So bear with me while that's a beautiful green mini that actually goes with this. Now this is a pattern by Laura, who is the Lonely Knitter, and I test knit it, and because it was a test knit I only had to do one sock. I haven't actually got around to doing the second sock. What was it called? Oh, it's the Little Women collection, and this is Miss March. This is the Beth socks. It's really pretty, and it's the cutest little pattern all the way down the side, but I need to do the other sock to that. So, and this was some of her sock yarn. This was Sweet Pea, I think. Yeah, this was Sweet Pea Bouquet. And it's really pretty. really pretty. So I want to get that sock finished. That's actually not the sock I want to talk about. The sock I want to talk about is this sock. So these are hanging out together in the same. Right, so I started this stripy sock, and I was only going to do a little like jelly roll top sock, but I've decided actually what I want to do, even though I've done all of the heel flap, because you know that's what we're doing right now, I've decided I want to frog that, and I'm going to do full length ones. So all this is getting frogged, and I'm going to start again. So that's my first sock project. Now my second sock project is just out there, so if you bear with me I shall go grab it. So my second sock project is hanging out in my Fibre Fox bag, and this is my Woolly Goodness Christmas socks. So this is the In the Bleak Midwinter socks, and these are the ones I just wanted to work on yesterday. So I had finished, whoops, okay, I had finished the first sock. So this is what I want to do with that other yarn, is to make a pair like this. So yeah, that's going to happen, because to me that's a Christmas colourway, so I want to use it as a Christmas colourway. So this is where I was where the little teddy and bunny stitch marker is. This bunny is from my lovely friend Katie, who's Candy Mint Apple on Etsy. So I was there, so I put in the heel flap, and I've done all the gusset decreases, and now I'm whizzing up the foot. And I really want to get this one finished, because I want to frog that other one and cast that other one on, and I want to finish the Miss March socks, the Beth socks, because I do want to concentrate on shorty socks, and I just feel that I've got all these kind of longer socks on the needles that I want to do now that I probably won't want to do later on in the year. So I'm trying to get on with that. Also, when I was sorting out my project bags, this is my little basket of ends, I had these two left over from this jumper, in actual fact. These are the two I used. Hold on, bear with. They're the two I used to do the edging, the ribbing on the neck and the ribbing on the bottom. And I've got two kind of perfect little balls left, so I thought I could make some shorty socks with those. So they're sitting on my desk, kind of inspiring me to get those finished, so I can put my needles into these and make some really pretty pattern shorties with this. The only problem is that I get obsessive about knitting things sometimes, and apparently this is one of those times, so the knitting project doesn't work. And the thing I really want to knit completely is socks. So it makes for a really boring podcast, is the only problem, when the only thing I've got is like one project, because I'm knitting on socks. So I'm hoping you wouldn't mind indulging me at least for the next couple of weeks. This is me. Next week I might be back on project, you never know. But certainly at the moment I really want to work on my socks. So that's my socks. I've just realised I have completely left the other socks out of the project bag. So this is a perfect little sock bag. It's like so cute, and it fits in my like handbag and everything so well. So this is supposed to be my emergency sock knitting, which clearly it's not, because I'm going to get it finished. And then I'm going to need a new emergency sock, but I have got a Sherry Iris one. I think if you're a long-term viewer of the podcast, or even just pre-Vlogmas viewer of the podcast, you'll know that I cast that on. So I just need to find that and put that in here, and then that will be my emergency sock when I've got this one finished. So let's pop this away. So technically, if we're going to go along the knitting project, that's day one socks, and that is what I'm working on in total at the moment. So if you bear with me, I've got to go do a few chores, and I will be back in a little while with my day two project, which is my shawl. Okay, let's see how long we've got before I get interrupted. So day two is my shawl day. At the moment I'm doing the Brioche Adventure Wrap, which is by Jonatan Tollow, and I love this, I really do. the moment it's still hanging out in a Christmas bag from So Can Joe, because I have not had a chance to change it yet. And I was working on this over the weekend. It's beginning to get to the stage where I can use it as, okay, bear with. I say I need my other yarn, ball of yarn out. It's beginning to get to the stage where I can use it whilst I'm doing other things, like playing board games, which is cool. So the last time you saw this, I need to move the Christmas marker, as stitch marker as well. I was there, so I did the whole of that section, and I've now gone into adding in the orange with the brown, and I've dropped the blue. So that's that. That's that. My stitch count's back up correct as well now. I need to put some little, I've got some plastic stitch markers somewhere. I don't know if they're in here. Not that that one helps, because that's a make one left, I think. But they say things like that, which is make one left. And I think that's from Yarnistry. And I think I've got ones that say knit two together and knit front and back. Can't remember. I think I have. So I need to find them, and then I can put them on here so it reminds me that I actually need to do something on each end. So my stitch count is now correct. I don't think my edges are horrendous. So that's my increase edge, and that's my decrease edge. So it looks a bit like, it does look a bit kind of thinner in the middle, shall we say, but because of the style of it I don't think you can really notice, which is kind of cool. So I am back to the right stitch count now. I have managed to wrangle it by increasing on one side and not decreasing on the other for a couple of rows to get back to my right stitch count. I love this, so pretty. So this is something else I want to work on and just get finished. So you use 24 colours because it's an advent project, and I have used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'm on my 10th, so this will be my 10th. Oh look, it's not showing up now. Well, this will be my 10th colour, and this is the Lay Family Yarn Advent. So this is the wrong side. This is the Lay Family Yarn Advent project. No, not project. This is the Lay Family Yarn Advent from 2020. So I had a fingering weight Advent in 2020. I have had a DK one this year, and this is what I've decided to make with it. So when I was originally started this, I'd used my Sherry Iris Advent from this year, but because the colours were quite similar, I was struggling to work out which yarn I was working on. So I decided that as this is my first brioche project, I should probably make life a little bit easier for myself. So I used really contrasty yarns, and as you can see I used this blue and this yellow, and it did really contrast, so I could tell which colour I was on. And I've carried that on. That one's not so contrasty, although when you turn it that side it is. And yeah, I've carried it on all the way through. I'm really enjoying it. So I'm picking it out of all my minis, which are currently in here. So if they're in a ball, I've put them in. If they're still in a skein, I haven't. And I'm going to carry on with the whole, just choosing really contrasty colours to go through. And I do think the overall effect is actually beautiful. There is more sort of brighter blue as well, but I'm thinking I might try and save the other skein of brighter blue for the end. Don't know, we'll see. But because they're all from the same dyer, I feel that they've kind of got a cohesion, and they do sort of flow, even though they are completely different. So that's the wrong side, which I love, and then that's the right side, which I also love. And yeah, I'm definitely a brioche knitting convert. It's, yeah, and I'm using Chalgoo needles for that. I've got quite a love of the Chalgoo needle at the moment. So let's pop that one away. So that's day 2, and is, oh, let's put you over there so you don't keep tangling up. That's day 2, and that was my shawl. Now day 3, I was making an understated sweater in my Lay Family Yarn Advent, and this is DK, and I'd had to leave it on the short row shaping, and I couldn't pick it up again. I could not work out where I was, so I frogged the whole thing to start again. This is the new cast on, but I think I'm going to have the same problem because I can't see any time period in the near future where I'm going to be able to sit down and do both sides and then do the short row shaping. So I'm thinking I may do a different pattern. So I was having a look online last night to see whether there was a different sweater pattern, and there's quite a few V-neck sweaters I quite liked. So I'm thinking I might try a different one. So I'm going to frog this, this tiny bit of cast on. I've already frogged the other bit, so this will be its second frog. I will work out what I'm going to do with it eventually. The only problem is, I was sitting here telling you all this, but I put this on this morning because I thought, oh, I'll wear my understated for the podcast. And I just like, I love this so much. Why am I not making this? So you might have to ignore that, and I may very well be going back to just knitting the understated. But, oh dear. It's just so annoying. As is that. Let's turn you off so you're on silent. Yeah, it's so annoying. So now I might be doing the understated. Oh dear. I just think that's the state of my mind at the moment. I really don't know whether I'm coming or going. I don't know if that's because I've off projects and I just can't get back on it, or whether it's just me in general, because my office is untidy, and I think that might be part of it. So I do need to tidy my office and clean it, because there's bits that need cleaning. Not a lot, but there's some areas that need to be fair, the areas that needed cleaning I have actually already cleaned. But I've missed a bit. I can just see I've missed a corner, which is really annoying me. So if I turn you around over there, you see the black thing there. Well, on that corner, you see where the cloth is. On the corner of that one, there is a little tiny bit of dust still on there. I can see it. It's just really annoying me now. So I need to sort that out. But we're just having a bit of a change around in here at the moment. Like, I've put the drawers on top of the white chest of drawers, and put my trolley in where that is, because I want to get a second craft trolley for my embroidery and sewing bits. And I can get away with having one of them in the lounge, because I can just say, oh yeah, I'm using that one. I can't get away with 2 of them in the lounge, so I definitely need to house one in here. The really annoying thing is, if that black thing, which I showed you, was not on the wall, one would fit in there without any trouble whatsoever. But that's Charlie and Reese's, and until they move, it kind of needs to stay there, because it's glass, and if they take it down, something's going to happen to those shelves. So, because it's not got a box or anything for it to go in, so I'm kind of stuck with them for a little while. Like, I'm stuck with the giant television on the wall that I don't watch, because you can hear the leaf blow. I can't hear the background, I've just realised. Yeah, because it's the safest place to keep them until they move. But you believe I've been in here a year now? Kate moved a year ago on the 15th, and I think we did this, this is the 19th, so I think we started this on the 19th. I can tell you actually, because I have the diary. There we go, it's one of my new era. I told you this would be all over the place, but here you go, this is one of my new era diaries. So what were we doing on the, this is literally last year's, and I randomly found it on the 19th. Yeah, so it's the 20th I moved in here, so tomorrow, tomorrow we moved in. And now it just looks like absolute tip, so I need to get that done. Anyway, that's not getting through my knitting, is it? And I'm fully expecting to get interrupted by Tesco's in a minute. So where was I? I was on day 3, not knitting a garment. Day 4. Day 4 was my my blanket with my leftovers from Laura's welcome to the next frog pond. So this is my blanket from the leftovers from Laura's lovely mini she's gifted me. So I was doing this brioche blanket. I was very happy with this brioche blanket. I was really enjoying this brioche blanket. And then my dear friend Sally, who is the worst enabler known to man, sent me this pattern, very kindly gifted me this pattern. And it is I need to find the, how can it be both sides in? Hold on. I'm getting there, I promise. Right, it's called Brioche Memories by Valerie Nidge, NG. Can you see that? So basically, it's a Cosy Memory blanket square done in brioche. And I am obsessed. I'm not very good at it yet, but I am obsessed. So this is my first one. Now, so this is getting frogged. So I frogged part of that and now I've made this square. The only thing is I've discovered I haven't got enough leftover yarn to do a whole square, so I'm actually going to have to do 2-colour brioche, which is fine, no problems, but it does mean I need to frog this and start again to do. So I'm going to frog one of these colours, so I'm going to just pull this apart, frog it and start again. So this is also going to get frogged. But this is quite good because it's teaching me how to decrease brioche in the middle, which this is a complete mess at the moment, but I have kind of now, literally the last couple of rows, worked out what the heck I'm doing to decrease it and how to make it look neat. So I'm going to frog it. I'm going to do it 2-colour, which actually I think will make decreasing easier because I'll be able to see the wrong side and the right side easier. And I'm really enjoying it. I mean, and it's super squishy, so it's going to be a wonderful wonderful blanket when it's done. So I'm going to use just Laura's minis for this, and I'm going to use the leftovers from putting it into my actual Cosy Memory blanket. So this is also going to be a frog pond. Now I'm using Chago needles. These are definitely Chagos. .3mm Chagos for this. I don't know what the pattern calls for, if I'm honest. This has got a built-in I-cord edging, but I couldn't get my I-cord edging right. It was too tight for the square, so it was distorting the square. So I'm just going to go around and I-cord edge it afterwards, because as we all know, I don't mind an I-cord edge, do I? Does it say what size needles? It doesn't say what size needles. I'm guessing it just lets you do whatever size yarn you want and whatever needles you feel is correct. So I'm doing these on 3s because it's going to be nice and squishy, and I think this is the same size as what I'm using for my Brioche Memories. I think this is the other one to the pair. Oh crikey. No, very much not the same size. I'm using a 2.5mm needle for that. That's dedication. But I'm using a 3mm for this one. So, sorry, for my Brioche Adventure wrap. That's what that's called. This is the Brioche Memories. This isn't going to get confusing at all, is it? Honestly, you'd think he'd been given up by now. And also it's raining, so, you know. So that's day 4. Day 5 I haven't got in here. So I shall go find day 5 and I shall be back. So day 5 I am doing crochet stars and my embroidery, but my embroidery's gone missing. I don't know where that is. I had it yesterday, so I'm thinking I've probably tidied it somewhere. It's probably when I came to the conclusion that having a sewing trolley would be useful. But I've got my stars, so that's the ones I've done. There are a few of these I don't like. I'm not too keen on that one, not too keen on that one. I like that one and that one. Sort of like that one, sort of like that one. So those two will definitely go in the garland. The others might just end up as like just little decorations or gifts of people. So I'm only keeping the ones I really like for the garlands. But I've got 2 blocking mats because when I was blocking these out, I had it on top of a second mat, and I obviously managed to block through 2 mats at the same time. So I thought, never mind, we'll just have 2 blocking mats for now. So these I have, if I take one out, let's take this green one off. And pins is definitely easier for this. This is another reason why I want to tidy up and find my blocking pins. So I have dipped these in a mixture of glue, PVA glue and water, and it's made these really lovely stiff stars, so they're going to stay star shaped. I need to sew in the ends. That's the only thing I do need to do. I need to sew in the ends. Or I may even be able to get away with just snipping them and tying them, because obviously it's glued, so I may not actually have to sew in the end. I might try that on one of the ones I don't like too much and see if it comes unravelled. So that's day 5, and as I said, I have got embroidery, but I don't know where that is. And day 6 was my Maytham shawl. Now, I'm really pleased with this. This is pretty much what I worked on all last week, and it is off the needles. So this is my Maytham shawl. Now, it's not blocked yet because my daughter still has her puzzle on my blocking table, and I need her to move it before I can do that. So it needs to be blocked. So I thought I'd show it to you now when it's unblocked. So it's not finished. It's not a finished object as far as I'm concerned because I've not blocked it yet. But oh, it's just so beautiful. I absolutely adore it. So I'm going to pop it on. There we go. Stand up so you can see it. And then you will see the difference when it's blocked. And I love it. I absolutely love it. This is not the right top to show you it over either. But yeah, I adore it. It's so pretty. It's going to be such a pretty shawl for the wedding. So it's done. It's off the needles. I just need to block it. So that I want to do. Next week. So I'm hoping this weekend I can persuade Meg to put a puzzle away, and then I'm going to, so that's the first section, that's the second section, and then at the bottom is lace, but this really pulls out, so this lace really pops. I'm hoping I'll be able to persuade her to put a puzzle away so I can get this blocked, and then it'll be done. So I've sewn in my ends, it's all done in that respect. I just need to block it, but then that is quite a job on its own. It's exciting that I've got it off the needles. I'm so pleased. I did get told that I probably should leave this a few weeks and build up the jeopardy on it, but no, I'm just pleased it's off the needles. I'll be honest. So the other bits I've been working on this week are, again, living in a Christmas bag that I need to decamp to one of my other bags at some point. This is my Squiddle Village blanket, and I've been really lazy this week. Honestly, I decided that I couldn't be bothered to, well, where's the other one? Oh, there it is. I couldn't be bothered to join as I go this week. I was just gonna make the squares. So I have got to put these together in a moment. And in both of these cases I ran out of yarn. So I'm using, it's not in here, the Squiddle Village palette packs from Les Family Yarn. You'll see what one's like in a little while because I've got my next one in my Happy Mail. And I've not had a problem with not having enough yarn at all, but on both of these I managed to run out on like the very last, I don't know whether you can see how bad this one was. I literally ran out there, and then that's there, and then that's the end of it. So I needed a tiny bit to go in there. And is it that bit or that bit? It's really difficult to tell actually. I think it's that one. I had that tiny little bit there, just literally that one there, and then to finish off. So luckily, because I've got so much of Kelly's yarn, I had something that would match in really, really well. So it didn't take me a lot just to match it up. So that's the kind of black browny bit that I managed to match in with that one. That was the closest I had. I don't know what I did with the pink. The pink's not here. So yeah, I have managed to finish it off, and you definitely are not going to notice it. But yeah, played yarn chicken twice with these, and it's really weird because the first pack I didn't run out on a single one, and that was, so I was confident I could do 6 rounds. Now I'm no longer confident I can do 6 rounds, and if I've got to keep wrangling like last little bits on each of the squares, that's going to be really annoying. So I don't know, and I'm hoping that's not going to be the case. So I need to attach it to, so I'm doing now another strip now. So these are all, I haven't taken my stitch markers off from last week, you've seen those. So I'm working on strip 3 basically, so these are the first 2 strips. I'm working on the 3rd one. I need to get on with that actually. Right, so that's that. And then last but not least, knitting wise, is my Cosy Memory blanket, which is another, this is my ginormous soak and Joe bag, which is fab for this project because it's got all my minis from Laura in, and it's got the blanket and the jelly roll that I'm frogging. That needs to go in. Oh, it's on the floor. Let's just leave you on the desk for now. So I am frogging this jelly roll at the moment. So it's pulling off of here because of just that blankets. I think it's just a little bit too monotonous for me. I think if you want mindless knitting, it's perfect. Absolutely perfect. It'd be a lovely sort of stress project. If you're really stressed, it would be such a nice project to do. But for me, I just wasn't working on it because it wasn't holding my attention. So I'm putting each of the minis into my Cosy Memory blanket. So since you saw this, I have done just that row. Yeah, just that row. So these are all the minis that have gone in here. So I'm about to square off. So I need to take a photo when I square off. I've stopped getting I've got out of the habit of doing that. And these are all Laura of the Lonely Knitter, all from her palette packs, her scrappy packs. So at least I can reclaim my stitch markers now. And yeah, and I'm using my signature needles for these. So these are 2.5mm signatures, which is what I use for my Cosy Memories blanket. So these all look a bit crinkly at the moment, but that's because they're all coming from frogged yarn. So very soon, thank you for that. I've not got noise outside, I've got noise inside. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I've got 6 days more of coming out of there, and then that will be done and I'll be on to the actual palette packs, which actually will be a nice feeling because that means I will start knitting with yarn I haven't already knit with, so I'm looking forward to that. Right, so that's the end of that. Now I've got Happy Mail and my Waltham Abbey show haul. So I'm going to pause the camera, find all my Waltham Abbey stuff and do Happy Mail. Okay, so my Waltham Abbey purchases. I got, because I was on the Bumbling yarn stall, it was going to be inevitable I ended up with a skein, and I've been loving this skein for so long. It's called Earth Day and I have just adored it, and it was down to the last skein. I was like, it's no good, I've got to buy it. So I've got this. This is definitely going to go to Shorty Socks. Not sure what mini I'm going to put with it yet, but I will. And then also Laura's doing some polymer clay stitch markers. Oh, I might just take this out of its little bag. It's so sweet. So it's a little strawberry cupcake. You see, isn't it cute? So I've got that one, and this melted my heart when I saw it. I loved it. There's a little ghost with a heart. Isn't that cute? I love it. So I got those. And then also, Laura very kindly bought me a crochet hook. I needed a 3mm crochet hook and I wanted one with a soft handle, and she managed to get me one of these. It's a Knit Pro one. I've not used the Knit Pro soft handles before, so I'll be interested to compare that to the Clovers. So yeah, that's brilliant. I'm really pleased with that. Then at Adventures in Yarncraft, I managed to pick up a couple of books. So I've got my knitting notes. So if you know, I use these. I'm not overly keen on the format of these, but now I just crash through them. We know that I can happily edit a book to suit my own tastes. I haven't got this colour, so I got this colour. I don't know why I bought it, in as far as I've already got a blue one that I haven't started yet. So I'm going to give for knitting notes for a little while. And I mean, actually I need to put my projects in it, because that's another thing I've not done recently. And I managed to pick up a copy of 52 Weeks of Socks. I haven't got this, and this is a softback version, not a hardback. So it was a little bit more affordable for me. And I thought what I might do is nick some of the socks from in here that have got sort of lace patterns on it for my Shorty Socks. So I'm going to have a look through that and decide what I might or might not do out of there. I liked it because there's quite a few of them have got graphs in them. I do like a graph. A chart rather, sorry, I meant a chart. So that was, and because I'd spent over a certain amount, I got a free mini. This is a DK mini, so be useful for, is it sock? It is sock. I'll be useful for heels and toes. So that's my Waltham Abbey haul. Not the biggest, but then I was helping Laura on her stall and it was quite busy. It was lovely to see so many people. If you stopped by and said hi, hello back, and thank you for stopping by. And then I have got some Happy Mail, and you're going to have to put up with rustling because I haven't opened some of it. So let's keep on with Laura. So Bumbling Yarns, Laura brought her my last gifted, because she's been gifting me these all last year. So this is my last one from last year. This is called The Midwife. I have got another one missing, which I think is the American Horror Story, which I think she's still got yet to do. But so that's going to go into my 2 blankets. So now I'm really happy to have this now that I know what I'm doing with it. And I actually went through them all to make sure I've got them all. I was missing 2, and this was one, and then the other one is one, both of which I haven't got. So that's fab, and means I can finish my blankets off. So I'm looking forward to using those. Then I had a delivery from my friend Katie, who, as I said, is Candy Mint Apple. I wanted, so you saw the rabbit progress keeper on my sock. I'd already nicked that out, but I wanted some needle keepers for my embroidery. And again, this is another reason why I want one of these trolleys. And yeah, these are beautiful, aren't they? They're all done with Liberty fabric. They're quite big as well, so you're not going to lose them, and they're done with a beautiful button on the back. I love it when they're done this way rather than just the plain magnet. So that's that one. And then I got this one too, and I love the backing cards that are with them. It's just so beautifully packaged. I mean, the backing cards are most definitely going to end up, so if I show you that one, it's this really pretty pink one. I know she's got one left in her shop, or at least she had when I looked this morning. Look, I mean, these are going to be perfect for my journal afterwards, aren't they? Oh, they'd make such pretty gift tags on someone's present. So you kind of got 2 purchases in one there. Very pretty. And then that's... So as I said, that is close a little way to why I really would like to have a sewing trolley. I mean, I'd love to have a knitting trolley as well, but I think 3 trolleys might be too many even for me. I get away with 2 because I keep one in here and one in the lounge, but I guess when that goes I might be able to have a 3rd one. Getting a bit addicted to these trolleys. My journey one actually looks a mess at the moment, and it wasn't. It was really tidy. I don't know what I've done there. And I've got a little thank you, and I don't even know what is in my thank you. I haven't looked. So let's see what my little thank you was. Oh, that's cute. Oh, look. It's a little teddy bear. Oh, isn't he adorable? Oh, he's so cute. Thank you, Katie. And then a couple of these pearls, which are beautiful. Oh, it looks so pretty on some of my projects. So that's that one. And as I said, this is Candy Mint Apple. It's the lovely Katie. She is one of our moderators who do such a fab job in my Ravelry group because I am so bad at it. Thank goodness for my moderators. I have 3. I have Joe, who's So Can Joe, Ali, who's Woolly Ali, and Katie, who is Spray Flower Katie, and or Spray Flower Hedges. I can't remember which one it is. And yeah, they all do a sterling job helping me in the Ravelry group. So yeah, so that's that purchase. Go check out Katie's shop. This was also enabled by my friend Sally, who put me onto the Discreet Unicorn, who are doing random minis. I think now it's once a week or once a month. I think it's once a week in actual fact. And basically it's a mini for a £5, including postage. And you get some tea with it, which is kind of cool. Can I just say that is actually Cadbury's chocolate purple, or a royal purple if you're not UK and you don't know what Cadbury's is. Not blue. My camera does not like purple. It really doesn't. And this is the this is the mini. I'm fairly certain this is going to become a star and then go in my Cosy Memory blanket. It's very pretty. It's very sparkly. So there we are. It's called Unicorn Storm, and it's a high twist sock mini. Yeah, that's Sally's fault, and she knows I'm blaming her for that one. And then this one is my order from Lay Family Yarn. Like I said, bear with me because I've not opened this at all. So this is March's Squiddle Village palette pack. It's beautiful. Oh, I haven't really seen this. It's so pretty. I kind of bought it sight unseen because I was at Autumn Abbey Wood Show when these were released, and it was just a question of getting them sorted. I hadn't really seen how beautiful they are. Oh, it's going to look so pretty in my blanket. And then also Kelly showed this on her, I think it was her Instagram, maybe Instagram stories, or I caught some of her live. And I mean, oh, it's actually prettier in real life. It's called Rainbow Drops. Oh, look how perfect that is. You see, this is why I cut back on my clubs a little bit. I want to be able to fall in love with a skein of yarn again and add it to my collection. which I didn't do last year really. So I don't think I bought, other than when I went to shows, I don't think I bought any full skeins of yarn on a whim. I won one from Helen of Giddy Yarns, and I won one in her make along, and I fell in love with it on her feed and asked if I could have that for my prize, which luckily she said yes. I was really pleased. But I haven't, so this is part of why I've cut back on the clubs. It's because I want to be able to go, oh, that's so beautiful, I want to buy it. And I mean, it's going to make such a pretty pair of summer socks. Probably more than one pair of summer shorties, if I'm honest. Oh, I love it. Really love it. Just got all those speckles. I turn it round really gently. Oh, it's so pretty. So pretty. And the other thing I want to do this year is, I've used quite a few of my hedgerow yarn minis now. My hedgerow yarn collection is dwindling, so I want to keep an eye on Jane's updates and get more minis this year. So although hers isn't a club, I want to be able to add to them. So I'm being a little bit more careful about what I actually knit rather than buying it because I'm a squirrel. I've also had a couple of clubs in the past where I've not liked, and this was part of my de-stash, where I've not liked what I've got. So I'm being really careful about who I buy my clubs from. I have to know I like their yarn. So for instance, I'm doing Helen Giddy Yarns full skein DK Beatrix Potter. Now I love Helen's dyeing, so I'm absolutely positive I will love every one of those. Same with Jenny from Woolly Goodness. I love hers, and so I'm really looking forward to her club, and she's just doing, one of her options is a 50 gram with a 20 gram mini, which is perfect for little shorty socks. So it's kind of got a two-way thing. It's the right size of yarn as well as being the right dyer. And as I said with Helen, I'm getting DK so I can make jumpers with it, because I really like this doing this. So and if I have got some that are majorly bright, I might stick a floof with it and then do like an Aran weight jumper. So I'm really tempted to do that with my minis from Helen's from last year, because they're quite vibrant. It's not I don't like them, I would use them as they are, but I think it would be a good opportunity to knit an Aran weight jumper, which shouldn't take so long, with floof, and see whether I can wear it, because I can always frog it if I can't. And sort of test that out. I don't really want to okay, so I'm getting sidetracked here, but let's go with it anyway. I don't want to test out whether I can wear a fingering held with alpaca or Siri alpaca on a fingering stroke DK weight garment, because that's a lot of knitting if it doesn't work. Like, I love the love note done like that, but I don't want to knit one until I know I can wear it. So I thought what I might do is do the Felix Pullover, which I've already done the Felix. I've done two Felixes, because I did that for the girls for their Harry Potter ones. And I thought I might do a Felix, because I've already got that in my library. And hold the, do you remember I got Suri alpaca from Kelly of Lay Family Yarn on her retreat, with the minis from Helen, or even just some of my, I've got some really bright skeins of DK, oops, sort of, this is a Helen one actually, this is a Giddy Yarn one. I could put that, this is mini eggs, I could put that with it and start it in that, and then find another one to go with it. I've got lots that would work with. So yeah, and that might be the next thing on my needles, or I might start the Understated in my advent. Haven't really decided what I'm doing yet. Anyway, that's all my happy mail. As you can tell, I am completely up in the air. So I hope you'll bear with me. You've made some lovely comments last week. The lady, I'm sorry, I can't remember whose name it was, who asked me which printers I use for my journaling. I have just bought the Canon Selfie, which is a much bigger one. But the great thing about that is on one sheet of paper you can get multiple photographs. So I think it's going to work out a bit more cost effective. I haven't had it long enough to recommend it yet. So far it's fabulous and I love it and it's brilliant. It's the best thing. It's not portable, not really. I mean, I guess it could be. I think it's supposed to run on batteries as well as mains. I've only got it on mains. So if it is, then I'm going to get the batteries for it and try it out in the caravan. So really the little HP sprocket is brilliant for the portable because it is so small. But it is much more expensive on papers than the bigger Selfie is. Selfie does not use, or at least the papers I've got are not sticky, whereas the HP sprocket ones are. You just peel off the back and stick them on, but you know, that's what glue is for. I used little glue mice, or at least I would. I got a whole big pack of them for Christmas. They're in this room somewhere. You would not think you could lose something that big and not know where it is, but apparently I've managed it. Yeah. So to the person that asked that question, I use an HB sprocket for travelling, which I would recommend for that. But I would say if you're going to use it mostly at home, definitely look into the Canon Selfie. I can't remember what model mine is. I'll link it down below. Because I think that would be a better choice for if you're just using it at home for journaling. And that's certainly what's going to happen now for me. I'm going to use my sprocket for when I'm out and about. So theoretically down the caravan, but not necessarily. I'm going to try both of them down the caravan and see how well that goes on, because if I can hook that up to the mains in the caravan, then I can save my sprocket for when I'm in like hotels or anything like that. Right, so that's that. As for, we're not going away in the caravan the end of this week now, because I'm out Friday night watching a pantomime and I'm out Sunday at a wedding fair, which we kind of hadn't computed. So we're now going away next Thursday and we'll be away Thursday till Sunday. So I'm hoping to get a really good test of my printers and everything at that point. I also need a rest because some of the reason I am not functioning with my knitting at the moment is because I'm so tired. Every time I pick up my needles, I drop off to sleep. There's two reasons for that. One, I burnt out, which, given the Christmas we had, because I was looking after, obviously everybody was sick and it was panto and we're running at 110 miles an hour, and then we got straight into work's been mega busy, and now we're back to guiding, and I've literally this week just gone whack straight into that brick wall where you just can't think straight, everything goes wrong, and you're like, yeah, burn out. So I've definitely burnt out and I am going to take it very, very easy this week. At least during the day. Work, no, they've been brilliant. I haven't got time off, but they just know that just don't stress me out, basically. That would be a good thing. So I am taking some time to try and tidy up in here. And yeah, I may have to say no to some of the things coming up, but the wedding fair is definitely not one of them. But I do want to go to Panto because I think it'd be quite fun and it might be relaxing, and it's some time away from here. Doesn't help with back to guiding though. That I think I did struggle with. Although I'd struggled with the thought of it far more than I actually struggle when I go. I was absolutely fine last night, and I'm sure Thursday will be fine too. I just need to get out of my own head, basically, and stop stressing myself out. Right, on that note, I'm going to call it a day here because I do need to sort out my shopping order, which I'm sure will arrive any second now. I need to find my desk so I can work and I want to tidy up a bit. So I hope you don't mind that this has been very disjointed and there's lots of cuts and edits and I'm hoping there's not going to be too many edits. I haven't noticed too much that I need to cut out. I've got one bit that I've repeated, so I need to cut that out, and I've got one bit where I coughed, which I need to cut out, but I'm hoping otherwise the editing is going to be quite simple. Can but hope. Right, I'm off, so I hope you're all okay wherever you are. Take care, and I'll see you next week.